And we're back. We're in season 2 already, which is insane to say. I think we make a year doing these podcasts. Did we start in November?
We started in November. We started a month after we started dating.
We recently came back from Mexico. We went to Acapulco. And it is not necessarily like a huge like American touristy area. We had been going to like Cabo and Puerto Vallarta, and somebody decided that maybe like let's become little Lewis and Clark expedition and go all the way to Acapulco.
I've always wanted to go to Acapulco. Acapulco, I heard, was like a lot of fun. It used to be a lot of fun before COVID. It used to be the spot where all the celebrities used to go. They had a huge nightlife there. Then after COVID, things changed. Then they had that hurricane 6 months ago that wiped out a lot of the buildings. That's why everything was like so decimated there. But I didn't know about all that.
We took a flight over there very last minute, mind you. So we got a really good deal, and it turned into a storm. And not a storm as in a physical storm, and turned into like a mess.
It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. But
it was terrible because honestly, like I got anxiety over it. So
he got anxiety the last few days, but during the stay there, it really wasn't that bad. Like, and even when we were getting there, remember we had all these good things happen, and I told you, this is not a good sign. Good things happen in 3, but then bad things happen afterwards in 3.
So what were the first 3 things that happened and were like so amazing? It was
there was no wait line. We got right there.
Okay.
Remember the blue check-in thing? We got that.
Oh yeah, so there was like a blue check-in that we got, and then there's a bunch of like good things that happened that like Mr. Superstition over here said 3 bad things are about to happen to us.
It always happens to me. So then when we get to the resort, I booked all-inclusive. I usually always do. If we're going to a resort, I want all-inclusive. That way we can drink and eat, not worry about anything else.
Right, no brainer.
Right. So we get there. They only speak Spanish, no Anglais. So they pretty much give us a card and say, okay, yeah, here. You have any questions? I don't know. I mean, we weren't really told anything. We went up to our room.
I mean,
the room was good.
Spanish, and I kind of did not. I'm a no sabo kid. But like, this was a different level of Spanish. I don't know if maybe like they were just assuming that we knew how like their hotel worked, or maybe there was some lost in translation that was going on. But essentially, she gave us the card, and she kind of like expected us to kind of like, okay, well then, there you go, like pushed us like, fly off the tree. Which we've been going to all these all-inclusive resorts, so we kind of already know the gist. So we're like, okay, whatever. We don't have any questions. You give us a card, and
a towel card,
and a towel card. So we kind of already like know the vibes. I think it's really their job to kind of explain the rules of the hotels. Every hotel is different, and
you should always assume like people don't know,
and we didn't know. So we go upstairs. And then that's when we started having questions. First with the phone.
There is no phone in the room.
And then the other question was with the internet, which no one told us about the internet until we went back downstairs.
We even looked at the card because sometimes they have it written in the card.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know there was a phone till I said, remember, I was like, oh, can you call the front desk and ask for blankets? And we're like, wait.
There was no blankets.
There's no phone. There's no blankets.
So then we go back downstairs. Oh, no, we go to dinner first.
We go to dinner first.
And then they charge us, and we're kind of like taken back by it because it's like, no, we booked like all inclusive. So we then, after dinner, go back downstairs.
Well, let's stop for dinner first. Dinner was a buffet. Yeah, listen, the food just was not good. And I'm not an eater, but the food that he was eating did not look appetizing. It looked like...
It was pretty cold and super salty, and it was like hard as a rock.
And then they had very, very little options to pick from.
Yeah, so either you pick the cold rock or you want to pick a shell.
A shell that's covered in salt.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate the salad. I knew what that was. I had cottage cheese and some little pieces of little like whatever sausage or whatever they had there, spam. So we paid for it. It was like what, 700 pesos?
Yeah.
Like $40, whatever. Then we went and asked them about it.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh no, you're not all inclusive." I said, "Okay, well, do you want to upgrade?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to upgrade." So she told us to come back the next day because then they would charge us
So
more.
this is where like the whole like hotel rules come into play. So their rules was from 1 o'clock to the next day at 12 p.m., which obviously we have no idea.
And
You
plus,
know,
every time
we
we
have-
ate, people used to ask us, "Did they explain to you about the
prices?
Like no one ever explained anything to us at the front about pricing, paying for anything. It was like we just assumed that we knew.
Right. So we had to come back the next day because it was already too late to get the upgraded bracelet.
Oh.
So we didn't go back until the next day.
Until after 1 o'clock. So we like hung out in our hotel until after 1 o'clock.
But essentially, I mean, it was just like a storm of events that's like one thing after another kept on happening. And then especially we booked the trip through Expedia.
So I was
and-
confused because I'm like, maybe I hit a wrong button, but I always book these trips. I make sure it's all inclusive, especially resorts, because it just makes it easier for us. So I messaged them and they said that, "No, you are booked for all inclusive. Let me call the hotel." They called the hotel. They said they only have you down for not all inclusive, so we'll go ahead and refund you back the money. So they refunded me back the money that we would have paid anyways. So then we had to go back down, pay like $500 for both of us for like a few more days for all inclusive, where the food sucked. But I figured we're there, we're gonna be in the pool, the beach, we're gonna drink, we're gonna get our drinks worth. So I was like, we need to eat and drink everything. So that's what we did.
essentially. And then, so, I mean, we've been going to these resorts. We've never had like an issue like this with them before. I just think that it's super inconvenient. It's like, oh, well, we actually paid for the all-inclusive per them refunding the money back. So it's like they're making a big issue out of like something so minor. They could have already worked that out with the Expedia. You know?
Exactly, but obviously Expedia was like, it's just easier for me to just refund you the money and just pay for it.
Right. And so every day thereafter, they're very old school. So they had like a literal piece of paper telling them like who's all inclusive or who's not all inclusive. And because when we checked in without like the all inclusiveness, we upgraded the following day. Every day thereafter, they would like keep like trying to charge us because per their sheet, we're like not part of the all inclusiveness.
But one girl actually looked at our bracelet when you said that, and she's like, "Oh, because we had the special bracelet."
So like it was just those little annoyances that like kept building up, and so nothing. But
honestly, the beach they didn't ask us shit. The beaches didn't ask us. We got drinks. They didn't ask us anything.
Yeah.
They just gave us whatever. They didn't ask us to pay for anything. We just signed.
That's true, and also at the bar,
they didn't even ask us
they
what
didn't
room
even
we're
give us
in.
like a receipt or anything.
They just here, drink.
Because so the hotels or the resorts, whatever that we have been to, it's like you don't even like get a receipt. You don't get like anything. You don't have to sign for anything. All you would do is just tip the people
and just
if you like their service, and like you're done. In this place, they give you a receipt for you to sign with the amount, like 500 pesos, 1,000 pesos. So you would have to sign off for 1,000 pesos, and like literally nothing happens because it's all included.
Because remember,
and it was a bit confusing, and that like also like threw me off. I'm like, why are they keep like giving us receipts?
Well, do you remember they gave us the wrong receipt twice?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter anyways.
It doesn't even matter.
It
So
doesn't
it's
matter.
Like, then why even give me the receipt?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're all inclusive. It doesn't matter. So why bother giving us receipt?" So that happened, and then
so I mean, it was just a bunch. I mean, the gym also. We got there. The gym was closed. They said it was being renovated. Whatever. So it was a bunch of like these events and like these little things that just like kept like adding up and like pissing me off. So at the very end of our stay, he got
Well,
like the whole like review.
First, our flight got canceled because there was flooding in our connecting city. So we had a choice. I said we can either stay at this hotel or we could go to another place, an adults only place, all inclusive. It was like $90 per person, $180 a night. And we're like, you know what? We'll just see how much it is here. We're already here. Our stuff is already here. We already have a room. So originally we went down. We asked the lady. He spoke in Spanish.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, it's $1,800 pesos. Okay, we don't want all inclusion because the food sucks anyways. And then she said it would, if we wanted that, it would be like 2,800 pesos. No, we don't want that. But she's like, we'll just come back after
You have
breakfast,
because once again the time goes from 1 p.m. to 12 p.m. the following day. So this was the morning of the day that we were supposed to leave.
Check out.
Mm-hmm. And they were like,
and she wanted to cut off her braces because that way she's like, that way you won't be able to eat.
Right.
So okay, so whatever. We had our breakfast, and then we came back. I said, well, I'm gonna get these. Let's upgrade. Let's do this. So no, let's get our room. So we get down there and still talking, blah blah blah. Then she says, oh, by the way, if you want to keep the same room, you got to pay 1,000 extra pesos.
$1,000 more.
And I'm like, that's not what we discussed, but whatever. And I was kind of annoyed because like I said, we could have went somewhere else and got probably a better room.
Right. No, the room that we stayed in had like a really nice view.
That's what actually kept me there. It was a really nice view.
Obviously, like, keep in mind, we're the only Americans there. Everyone else did not speak English. And then he doesn't speak Spanish. So I think that they do try to take advantage of you because you're American. We were down by the beach and a bunch of the people selling things on the beach. I mean, it's not like we're like over here being stingy or anything, but a lot of them down at the beach, they try to scam you for money. Rosa, which was such an amazing person, she offered to do a massage. We said no. We said we'll come back tomorrow. And then we got a massage from her, and then she also braided my hair. And we paid her a good amount for her to do that. And then the next day, this like random lady just started massaging and expecting, like, we said no multiple times.
And I even told her, I said, I don't know who's paying for that.
And we're like, we have no money, like, we didn't want this.
Oh, 500 pesos.
And she wanted like, yeah, a lot of money for like not even a half massage.
A foot massage that she gave him while he was on the phone talking to his mother, not even paying attention. And I was like looking at her, I was scratching my head. I'm like, what is she doing?
So clearly they were trying to scam us for money, trying to keep us in the same room, even though we literally had this conversation like a couple hours prior. Mm-hmm. And so I just felt...
So we had to move our room to a different room. It was a crappy room. It wasn't bad. I mean, the water was spurting out the side, whatever. It was clean. But no more, like, no shaving kit, no coffee maker, double beds, no blankets again, but we took the blankets we had from our other room to our room. And the view was okay, but the view in the other one was way better because there was a big window, huge window in front of our bed. You can see the ocean. It was really nice. Mm-hmm. So then, of course, while we're up there packing, Expedia sends me something for a review. So I write an honest review. If you want to read it, go to Xavier, find my Expedia if you want to know the name of the resort, we will put it in the comments below. And then you can read the review I wrote. It wasn't bad. It was very honest. So whatever. We do things. We go to the beach. We're living our life. We go to the store. We do all this stuff. So around like 7 o'clock, we come down from our hotel because we're gonna go sit in the hammocks. They have hammocks there, and the jacuzzi, which is always full of kids peeing in it. And so we're on our way. We go down the elevator, and all of a sudden, there's 3 people that come to us. I was like, oh, hi. Can we talk to you about something? Can we have a discussion with you? The general wants to speak to you. And I'm like, general? Like, I'm thinking. It
sounded so serious.
It sounded serious. In general, keep in mind the Acapulco has a lot of police with machine guns everywhere. And plus,
Yeah.
that day we saw a lot of police running around.
Plus, that day we made a lot of noise.
Yes, we made a lot of noise in the room. So we thought maybe, I thought it was that. But then I was thinking, I bet this has to do about my review. But how they knew who I am?
Right.
All it is the first name. How do they know? So we get in there. So the general, which is the general manager, is standing up in front of us. There's chairs. He does not sit down. We sit down. He's still standing. His people are still standing around us. And I can look at Manny's face. He looked very uncomfortable. He looked very nervous. But he was trying to keep a straight face. He just pretty much was asking us about our stay, what they could do better, like about my review. And I told him pretty much. But
we went off. We started listing
all the things that were wrong. The food was horrible. And I said, the food is bad. And I told him, we just came back from Cabos. We went to Puerto Vallarta. He's like, oh, you travel. What do you do for work? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter what I do for work, really? And I said, from my experience, this is not the highest class place that we've been to.
Right.
The food was really, for a buffet, for $75 a day for two per person. The quality was really bad, and I told him that. I said the room was good, but then I said they switched our room. That he was like, oh well, we can put you back in that room. I don't know if he was joking.
It was just a weird.
It was, the whole experience was weird.
Speaking with him,
super, and honestly, it was very unprofessional for them to do that.
The questions that were being asked were questionable. Like, he was asking about, like, oh, like, have you already, like, set up transportation? And he asked, he's like, oh, like, what time were you, like, thinking of, like, leaving? So that, to me, was kind of like a little bit of a red flag. Like, are you going to have people down here waiting for us when we leave?
Are you going to have someone that you
And
know?
not the transportation people.
Yeah, come and, like, make us change this review or do something horrible?
Exactly. So, I mean, after that, like, whole interaction, which was the day that the whole flight got canceled and we had to rebook another night, that happened. I'm like, I am just so ready to leave.
Mm-hmm. And then our flight got canceled again.
9:00 p.m. The flight got canceled again, and we're on the phone with our airline, and it was just horrendous to try to get another flight because it just didn't seem like they were trying to be helpful. A lot of flights got delayed and pushed back and canceled due to like the heavy thunderstorm and rain that was happening, because the day prior to us leaving there was thunder, it was pouring rain, and everything was getting canceled. So this happened to us again, and there was no flight available until the following day
on this particular airline,
until 1:00 the next day. But to the connecting flight, because there is no direct flight from where we were at back to
Acapulco.
Back to LA, and so the connecting flight wouldn't have had a flight until the following day. So we would have waited 2 days to get back to home. So I mean, at that point, my mind, I'm like, well, we can just stay. But then also, it's like all these weird things were just happening now. So let's not stay. And so we had to like buck outside of that airline because we weren't gonna stay for another 2 days feeling super uncomfortable
and spend $1,000 on a shitty airline to go to another unsafe area. But actually, the airport wasn't bad because we just crossed over and your brother picked us up. But it was a lot of money.
Which there is also a story, but
yeah, it was. That's a story in itself. That's just funny. But that's just a funny story. Check out
my vlogs
or his.
I'm starting vlogs, you guys.
His TikTok is hilarious. We end up booking tickets. We spent $1,000 to get out of one way for 2 people on this shitty airline that normally is super cheap. They don't even have first class on this airline.
I think, the only reason why there was no other flights. It was either this or nothing.
This or nothing.
No other flights. No other airlines had any flights for like days.
And keep in mind that
I felt stranded.
Well, keep in mind that this the city that got flooded was a major city, so all the flights usually flew out of there. So even though they were open, they canceled a lot of flights, so they would have to. I told them we probably wouldn't, because this happened to me before. We probably wouldn't be able to fly out until like Sunday if we're lucky, because they're trying to get people on, and we are like last on their list. They try to put all the first class people on first, and so on and so forth. So we're like last on the list to go on there. So we get out of there. We get up like 6 a.m. We get ready. We're out. We met a great cab guy, picked us up, and we left before them because I honestly felt unsafe. I felt like that. Like I posted something just so generic, like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But then I posted the real story on my TikTok and also on Instagram of what really happened. I just felt like they wanted me to change it. I felt like I was being like intimidated, but not in a passive aggressive way, trying to intimidate me. Like, why would you write this like about us? You're in our country now, and that's all I thought. It's like, oh crap, I'm not in the U.S. Like I don't know who they know. The whole like, oh, what time are you leaving? Oh, we'll make sure you get a good breakfast. No, we don't like your food. Like, it doesn't matter.
He also said that
I don't eat.
General, the chef manager would cook us the meal. He'll be there.
No, thank you.
Eat the meal.
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm like, is there gonna be poison in this meal?
we were
Like,
we were out of that place. Like, we were out. We left way before they even came. I'm sure they were like, oh, you know that those people left in the morning. Yeah, we got the F out of there, and I remember I told you, if they ask where we're going, to say we're going somewhere else. Don't even tell them we're going back home, because I want them to go to the airport.
Was giving fake names.
Yeah, I was giving fake names to people. I'm like, I don't trust these people because they're probably calling people right now and saying, listen, these people leave at this time. I want you to be there in the morning, or telling the chef, I want you to give them diarrhea on the plane. They're leaving. Make sure they're sick or something. I don't know. But anyways, we made it back home.
Yeah, that's our scary vacation story. And if you have one, let us know in the comment section.
And let us know where it is too. And obviously Mexico, like, we've been to a lot of places in Mexico. Mexico is a lot of fun. The resorts are a lot of fun. This is the only resort I've ever felt weird about, and it was only towards the end.
Well, it's because it wasn't Americanized, but
Yeah.
everything.
No, but even after that little incident, I just didn't feel safe there. I just wanted to go. Like, I didn't care if it cost $10,000 to get home. I would have spent it to get home, because I did not want to be in that country.
Yeah.
But that's our story. Like Emmanuel said, if you have your own, please let us know. But till next time, stay street smart.